hi guys, it's me, Steve, Riders in the Storm. Listen, I wanted to do a rant on my morning walk, and I do walk every morning. I put up my pacer right here to show you that I walked. That was yesterday's walk, and I'm on one today. But I wanted to talk to you about our little heading on our log this week. Are we mobile trailer trash? Is that all we are? Because we live in an RV full time and travel the country, but we really don't, because fuel prices are so high this year that we have clamped down on our travel. No choice. At times when I fill up my truck, fill up my truck, it's $200 to fill up. So yeah, can we afford to continue to do that and travel all over the place? Probably, but common sense says slow down. So I just wanted to say that, or bring up this topic, and I wanted to discuss it with you, get a conversation going, if you will, about people who live in RVs full time and don't have a home, or homeless, and they're basically mobile trailer trash, and they live in their RVs, and some of the RVs are pretty run down and so on and so forth. And so they do a lot of boondocking because they can't afford to stay in fancy camps. And that oppose the opposite side of that is, I live in a home and I try to buy an RV, or I have an RV, or I have a pop-up, or I have a Class A, or a fifth wheel, and I take my family out on the weekends, and once in a while we take a big trip for a week or two in our RV. And believe it or not, that's what they're designed for. Because I know we've been living in our Montana fifth wheel for 3.5 years, and trust me, it's got problems. Every once in a while we're finding something, because the RV industry, which could be a rant for another day, makes them say, and their whole philosophy, even if you drive into one of their repair facilities, is like, well, you know, sir, this is made for the weekends, occasionally a week trip, and you're trying to live in it. Yeah, I mean, you are telling me that the quality's not there. No, oh, well, you know. Anyway, just food for thought. Let's get a conversation going. Status. And that's what I wanted to talk to you about. Am I mobile trailer trash? Or am I, trying to, as they say, live the dream, enjoy life, and get out and see some of the beautiful things in the country? There's some rigs and some stuff out there that people have a full-time life that are kind of run down. But what do you guys think? Are we just mobile trash? We're doomed for a trailer park. I think that's one of the things that Patty and I talk about all the time. Sooner or later, we're going to have to park somewhere permanently and basically call it a day, if you will. And that, if we're in an older rig, is going to start looking run down, and then we're going to be a part of a trailer park. Or can we just keep going? Can we upgrade and keep moving? And then there's the other side of it is, do I have to have the fanciest, newest, latest fifth wheel with all the things on it that make it special and work? So how long can I do that? And hopefully that's just down the road, way down the road, and I don't have to worry about it. But one of the other things that I want to just talk about, why I like this lifestyle so much, is basically we're able to live in nearly a fully self-contained unit. Solar. I have 1,800 watts of solar on the roof, 8 lithium batteries, and 2 charge controllers, and 3,500 watt pure sine wave inverter. And those things, wow, make a difference in your life. In the future, one of the things we're going to hope to get is they actually have a machine that mounts on the outside of your rig that will help you create water, especially in more humid climates like here in northern New Mexico. It's kind of humid. That you can create your own water. I think it's up to a couple of gallons a day out of the air. And that's, to me, that's just phenomenal. Talk about being totally self-contained. So that's the goal, is stuff like that. But is it, cheating? Is it stepping outside of life? Is it not, setting the right example for your kids and your grandkids that you're supposed to work for the corporation and you're supposed to, work for these big companies? And I've worked for these big companies. Let me tell you, I've worked for a couple of ones like CR England, the trucking company, and I've worked for various Ford dealerships around the country, and I've made them a lot of money. Back in the day when I was a salesman, I was a good salesman, so I made them a lot of money. And they will basically, when you don't bring value that they think they should get from you, trust me, they will shoot you and step over you. They'll move on down the road. And so sooner or later, and that's what happened in my life, I can go back to that. It's tempting, but then I'd have to park the rig, or I'd have to find a place where I can live in that rig in that particular town where this company wants me to go to work for them for 6 figures. And it just makes sense to, might as well settle in, get a big house, get the right car, and all the things that come with it. Next thing you know, I'm in debt again. I'm struggling. I'm working the 10, 11 hours a day because I don't know a good salesman that doesn't always have the salesman on. Is always thinking, always trying to come up with the next idea. And if you want to know the short version to be a successful salesman, I can give you in about 10 seconds, and then I can really give it to you in one word, and that word is next. And so a good salesman's always thinking, what's the next person I can call? What's the next opportunity? What am I going to do next? It's the word next. And if you get that in your mindset, you don't always find something and find someone or find a sell and sit on that sell. You're always thinking, what can I do next? You'll be successful. And that was my mindset. But at any rate, I could get back in that rat race, get a house, the cars, everything, and, make all the meetings and try to impress people and always looking for the next deal. I really don't want to do that anymore. I mean, that's where the stress comes, the wrong kind of stress. So, what do you guys think? I don't want to spend the whole day talking about this. I guess I'll have to cut this up in smaller chunks or something and find a way to put little signs up that explain what I'm talking about. But some of us are being labeled as not out trying to live the life of someday, making it now. You have the conversation you have in the family around the house, or the kitchen table and dining room table, and you talk about one of these days we're going to go to see Niagara Falls or the Redwood Forest or the ocean or, Mexico. And today is that day. Today is someday for a lot of us. Well, are we those adventurers, wanderer, nomads, or are we just mobile trailer trash? Tell me what you think. Again, let's try to get some comments going because I want to hear what people think about this. I already know what my one friend is, who's the handyman, capable of doing anything, and I respect him greatly for his abilities, but he's got too much junk for the journey and would have to give up a lot, including, in his opinion, the time that he would have to spend or has to spend with his grandchildren. And then there's the guy that kind of made the comment, who's a millionaire working himself to death, but has all these toys that he doesn't even have time to use. And maybe he's got a plan I don't know about, to retire early and sell his company and whatever. But for him to insinuate that we're just mobile trash, it's what got this whole conversation going. So tell us what you think, and we'll visit you in the comments. Thanks, guys. We appreciate you. This is an important one, so spread the word and let's get this conversation going, because I know there's a lot of full-timers and people that want to be full-timers that want to have this conversation, that would like to talk about this. So let's do it right here on Riders in the Storm. Oh, and by the way, we are writers. Patty just entered one of our screenplays into a contest. I alluded to that in the last vlog. And here, right here's a picture of it, of her and her pondering moments, because she is a writer. I'm her muse. I come up with some ideas and stories, and that woman just pounds the keys and brings them to life. So kudos to her. We are writers, and we'll talk about more of that in future vlogs. Thanks, guys.